it's Rachel and welcome back to Looking for Adventure Art, and it's October, so it's Halloween time. I am so excited. I absolutely love Halloween. I used to hate Halloween, but now I like it, and it was around the time that I met my boyfriend, so, you know, it just makes a little bonus. But I am so excited. We're going to do as many Halloween-themed tutorials in this month as possible, but I'm going to start us out nice and easy, and we have a really cute and simple card for you today. This is such a fun card. I used it doing the Tim Holtz stamps, which I have always loved. I picked them up at the Crafters Garage sale recently, so I was having so much fun finding all the Halloween things. But if you happen to be new here, think about hitting that subscribe button down below for all kinds of awesome Halloween tutorials and other fun stuff. And I'm not going to waste any time, so we're just going to jump right in and let's get started. To get started, the things you will need are a 5.5 by 5.5 card base, and this will be a top folding card. Some Halloween paper. I'm using mine from Echo Park. I don't know if you can get this anymore. I picked this up at a garage sale recently, so it is probably an old release. Some rectangle dies, the small Tim Holtz Halloween stamps, a paper trimmer, some Versamark ink, gold and white embossing powder, distress markers in the colors Carved Pumpkin, Black Soot, Fired Brick, Squeezed Lemonade, Picket Fence, and Spiced Marmalade. Black Soot distress ink with a blending tool, some double-sided adhesive, foam tape, and a Big Shot. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to cut 2 of the pattern pieces of paper that you want to 5.5 by 5.5 to match your card base. One of these is going to show underneath and the other one is going to have windows cut out and be on top. I just kind of wanted a fun window theme without having to make a shaker card, so this is going to be those 2 pieces that are going to show. I'm going to be putting the black and white pattern paper as my bottom where I'm going to be stamping on, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of watercoloring, so I don't want the background pattern on it to be too wild and distracting. I'm now going to take my green paper, which I want as my top panel, and my rectangle die, and I am going to cut out 4 different rectangles from the top of this. I am using my stamp sort of as a guide, and then I am lining up the top and side of that rectangle die with the pattern of the paper, so I know that I have a completely straight edge, and then I'm just going to run that through my Big Shot machine. I'm going to repeat this until all 4 of my windows are cut out. Now that I have all 4 of my little windows cut out, I'm going to place that panel on top of the bottom panel, and I'm just using a little bit of blue painter's tape to hold it in place so they're all nice and lined up. And I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to lightly trace along those windows so I know exactly where to put my stamps when I stamp them on the bottom panel. I am now going to take my Versamark ink and I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I'm going to place that in the center of the rectangle that I have traced. You may want to darken those trace lines just a little bit. I had a little trouble trying to see them, but I'm just then going to use my fine detail gold embossing powder and emboss that using my heat tool. After I have all of my images stamped and embossed, I am going to take my distress markers and I'm going to scribble them onto a block and then pick them up with my watercolor brush. I'm going to start using Carved Pumpkin for the Carved Pumpkin, and I am just kind of randomly putting this on. I want a very nice watercolor effect, but I am not trying to flood the paper because this is not watercolor paper, so you do not want to oversaturate it. But I am going in and again trying to darken up the colors a little bit in the center and then have a little bit of a lighter ink splattering trailing off onto the sides. The next color that I am going to use is the Black Soot for the Black Cat, and then Fired Brick for the Pirate. And for the candy corn, I am going to use Squeezed Lemonade on the bottom, followed by Spiced Marmalade in the middle, and then Picket Fence on top to just make it look like an adorable candy corn. I am now going to take my Black Soot Distress ink and my ink blending tool, and I'm going to ink all the way around the edges. When I had cut my pattern paper, the ends of the paper itself on my 12 by 12 sheet had a black edging to it, and so I wanted to kind of fade that in so it didn't look like such a random contrast, along with just wanting to give it a little bit darker and grungier and more Halloween type feel. So I'm going to go around all of the edges, and then I'm going to go around the inside edges of each of those windows. I am also going to go around the edges just a little bit. I don't want to go too far in, but I'm going to go around the edges of the rectangles that I had traced on my bottom panel as well to kind of help blend that in. I am now going to take the Happy Halloween sentiment that came in this stamp set, and I am going to use my Versamark ink once again and stamp that right on the center of my top panel, and then emboss that with some white embossing powder. The only thing left to do now is to put it all together. So I'm going to take my bottom panel and I'm going to run my double-sided adhesive all along the four corners and in the center and place that onto my card base. And then for the top panel with our windows cut out, I am going to take my foam tape and I'm going to run it all along the sides and anywhere in between those window panels to give it a lot of structure. And then I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to have 2 layers of foam tape because I really wanted it dimensional and to really look like it was windows and that you were looking in. And once you have finished that, you are all done with this super cute Halloween card. This is sure to impress any of your friends and just a great way to kick off October. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I loved getting to make this card. It was one of those cards that was just an easy to do card, so relaxing, not stressful at all. So this is a great card if you want to just do something, whip it out real fast, or if you happen to want to try card making and you want to do something really cool that's going to impress your friends or family member or anything like that, this is a great card to start with. Before we go though, I do have one last question for you, and that is our question of the day. My question of the day for all of you is, what is your favorite Halloween candy? I would love to know, so let me know all of your thoughts and what your favorite candy is in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for all the daily updates. And if you happen to make this or anything else on my channel, feel free to email me or tag me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or I don't know, whatever kind of social media-ness that you guys do, because I want to see it. And don't forget, every day is a new adventure, so come back next time for a new adventure with us.